Grab your girls and soar a little higher. Unlock the fire in you, 'cause real women don't bitch. No, real women don't. 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 Real women don't bitch.
Hey, thank you for joining me on the Real Women Don't Bitch podcast. This is your proud host, August Crenshaw, aka Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. I am the #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs because building mental muscle is necessary in order to implement successful business strategies. This show has been created for the woman who is not excuse-driven and needs help building a profitable business. I will be interviewing women from various fields who are willing to break the silence on struggles that specifically affect female entrepreneurs. Welcome to a show where I and guest speakers from time to time share our methods that help us beast our business no matter what is going on in our lives. Whether you are an online or brick and mortar business owner, this show is for you. We will hit every angle, personal, professional, and spiritual. Why? Because on any given day, you get hit with shit from a scenario involving one, more, or perhaps all of the above. It all impacts you and your mindset towards your business. I have made it my personal mission to provide a space where we dive deep into the BS we face on a day-to-day basis.
Buenos dias, damas. ¿Cómo está? Oh, how are you doing, beautiful? Listen, I am in some kind of place right now, and I'm not even going to call this podcast a rant. I had a very interesting weekend, or rather a very interesting Sunday, and a lot of things came out of me in front of 2 different communities where I addressed the arrogance of some white women in business and some of my brothers and sisters in business. And I decided to bring that conversation to the podcast, and rather than play the video or whatever, I said, you know what I'm going to do? I am just going to do a separate podcast episode for it. So, you know, the name of the podcast is Real Women Don't Bitch, which means that you shouldn't have sensitive ears if you're going to listen to it in the first place. But I am going to forewarn you that this is not an episode that's for the faint at heart. It's going to require you to be very mature, and it's going to require you to just be honest. If some of the things I'm saying hit a nerve, it's probably because you're guilty, because you know there's no one size fits all, and this is not for everybody. Because like I said, I'm about to say some things about some brothers and sisters in business too, and I am in great relationships with some amazing African American men and women. So to my white people and to my black people, if I say something about you and it rubs you the wrong way, then it's probably because you're guilty. But I've been known to be the person to say the things that people think, but they won't necessarily say. So to my white ladies, hey, let me tell you something. Y'all got to stop this bullshitting. You got to stop this bullshitting and quit trying to attract sisters to your programs and wanting to talk all of this, oh my God, sisterhood bullshit, when you know good and damn well that that is not what you're cultivating. I have seen too many white women try to give off this persona that they are about, you know, elevating other women and us all growing and going together, when in all actuality, you are a brilliant ass fucking marketer, and you say that shit because you know that women in general crave relationships. But a lot of you all took y'all asses on a little trip to Africa, and you done heard little sayings like, I am because you are, and you bring that shit back. But in all actuality, you could give a fuck less about the community, especially your brothers and sisters. Okay, so why am I saying this? I'm saying this because let me give you my circumstance and give you someone else's. First of all, when I did entertain, a white woman's program where it was just talking about how this is going to be so great. You're going to be part of a tribe. You're going to be part of a community. There was no fucking integrity in the program at all. See, a lot of you all, you're so fucking hungry to get your hands on money that you don't know how to turn a client down and say no. And I remember sitting in front of this white woman's face and she was like, so tell me about your business. And I was like, yeah, I'm a life coach. Yeah, because I hadn't stepped into my power yet. Yeah, for those of y'all be like, wait a minute, I thought she's a business coach. I am. But years and years ago, I started as a life coach. I'm a life coach. Well, what do? I could just help anybody, with the personal, professional, and spiritual issues in their life. I just bring them so much clarity, and it's just something. It's a natural gift that God gave me. And she sat there and she looked at me, knowing that I was about to sign up for a program that was $2,895, knowing that I didn't have the money, knowing that I was about to max out a credit card. And she's like, oh my God, you give new thoughts for a new life. You want to sign up? Sign right here. Okay. And she took my money. Now, mind you, trust me, those of you that have been following me long enough, you know that I express my accountability for making that decision. But I'm just saying this. Where was the integrity? Where was the sweetie? You are so zealous, but you are not ready. You can't even articulate who your ideal client is. This is not the program for you. We have a lower tier product that you can use to help you do with this, or let me send you to someone else who has a program that'll help you with that. They didn't ask me questions like, so, do you even know what list building is? Do you have a list? Do you have a lead generation magnet? Have you ever sold anything, period? You have a high ticket offer so that you could be able to recoup the cost for this investment? Do you even have a low barrier of entry offer? What do you know about the online arena? Are you even aware of all of the systems and structures? Do you even have a PayPal link already established? If somebody wanted to hire you tomorrow, what is that going to look like? Nothing. She just took my money. So then I have this other sister, and she's connected with one of these white women who went to Africa and feels so, whatever. Well, they had a retreat. And when they had the retreat, Black women, what we will do is when we believe in something or we want to get something done, we are, people say you can't get blood from a turnip. We're the ones who are inclined to be able to figure out how to get blood from a fucking turnip. We do. Because if our kids need something, we gonna find the money. When we believe in our dream and it's time to step out there, we will find the fucking money. And so this woman had an event and some sisters were there who gave their last, and they only gave one meal in the evening time and they were hungry. And so when one of the few Black women that were on staff went to the white woman that ran the program and said, hey, can you at least maybe put some nuts and water out to help tide these women over because they're so hungry, it's hard for them to concentrate. She was like, yeah, well, sometimes people just go hungry. I watched my mom be hungry before, blah, 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 blah. And bottom line is she didn't do anything. So the sister was like, thinking on her toes, hey, everybody, let's get everything we got together, meet in my room. And, she worked out something to be able to feed them. Well, one of the people that saw this was another staff member. And so she decided that she would go and tell on her. I guess she needed to brown nose and kiss this woman's ass as if she thought that telling him was going to, really, move her up the ladder of this fucking relationship. And now all of a sudden she's like, oh my God, do you really think that was appropriate? You're embarrassing me, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, and I know that I'm giving basically the Cliff Notes version of the story. But the point is you had hungry ass women at your event. And it's so funny because I'm planning my first live event. And one of the things that my people have to do is fill out an anonymous sheet. And in that anonymous sheet, they list their favorite snacks. And that's because I'm going to go buy them. And so not only am I going to put, their workbooks and their ink pens and all the other cute little things in their bag, I'm also going to make sure that their bags are labeled by name because it's an intimate event for only 20 women. And I'm going to have their favorite snacks in there. They'll be fed at the event too. But I thought about little shit like that. And I guess it's because I done been through some shit and I done paid for some events and I've been there and I've been fucking hungry. And don't you act like you don't fucking know and that you haven't seen. Listen to me, white ladies. Let me tell you something. I can also tell you another reason why you fucking piss me off is because you always want to mastermind with me. Oh my God, August, you're so brilliant. Can we mastermind? No, motherfucker, we cannot. You want to know why? Because I know that every time I open up my mouth, I am translating something into you. I'm helping you. I am a fucking business coach, and one of my master powers is mindset. And y'all be going through some shit. Y'all be feeling really fucking crazy. So you need to pay me for that shit. I'm a motherfucking sales beast. I remember one white woman, she's like, oh my God, I want to mastermind with you. Yeah, but when you read my book, you sent me a message talking about, I think your sales strategy works. I've never done this before. I closed $11,000 in sales today. You think? You think? And you got that shit just from reading my sales book. So no, I don't want to always mastermind with you all. Masterminding is something for a very intimate group of people. But I'm going to tell you something. You guys are always trying to figure out how you could just pick my brain and how you can talk to me, but you ain't trying to click that link. Y'all was clicking that link when them ticket prices was lower. But now that they higher, it's like, no, you make sure you circulate that money within your own race, and that's cool. But if you always looking at me and you always want to know how I could be a pet project or a masterminding partner, then you need to get your shit together. You have no fucking integrity, and you need to stop that shit. Because I know if you doing it to me, you doing it to other sisters. And I'm not turned on by the fact of getting in and saying that I know you. I don't care how much money you bring in. None of that shit. All right. So now to my brothers and sisters. I know I'm probably going to have to come back and do even more with this podcast, but I just want to release and vent and get some shit out because, you know, y'all already know. What do I say? We discuss the professional, personal, and emotional shit that goes on with us. Why? Because at any given day, we could get hit with something from any one of these or all of the fucking above. Now for my brothers and sisters who know good and goddamn well in your heart and spirit, you really do want us as a people to be free and not dealing with the same bullshit that we've been dealing with in this fucking twisted white ass system that we're in. Stop building businesses that look like the shit that they're doing. I don't need to go to your events and be pitched to all day long. I don't need you to upsell me. There is a disconnect with the upper echelon black leaders and us lower level leaders. No, I'm sorry. I haven't hit multiple six figures in my business yet. But you want to know something? For the people that are listening, for the record, there are decisions that I've made when it comes to selling products and services that a lot of people would not agree with. But see, there's this Eurocentric thing that my brothers and sisters keep on passing on is, oh my God, if you're not willing to invest in your business, then you don't really care about it. And so if you're not willing to take the last $5,000 that you have and knowing that you have a job or a business that barely is going to pay your bills, and you don't give me all your fucking money for me to show you how to be a part of my business, then you don't really believe in your vision. That's bullshit. Black people, quit perpetuating the lie that we do not invest. Quit perpetuating the lie that we don't want to spend money. Quit perpetuating the lie that the way that you prove that you want to be successful is about putting it all on the line. Most of us are putting it all on the line mentally. Look, I've had women pay me $4,000 for a program that was 12 weeks, and I served them at such a high level. But several of them, no matter what, they couldn't cheat success. They had the foundational tools, and eventually, you know, some of them, it took them almost a year to catch up with that investment to recoup the cost. Some of them recouped the cost within the first 2 fucking weeks. Some of them recouped the cost before the 90 days was up. But the point is that success still takes time. And these women were willing to give me all that they had. But some of these women, after they did that, no matter how much they worked, they were still robbing Peter to pay Paul because they sacrificed so much. And so God had to remind me, August, do you remember those days? Do you remember when you gave your all? How about when you gave your all to that trickster, slickster, new thoughts, new life? And you maxed out all your credit cards. You were still willing to pay for coaching, but you literally could not afford it. Yeah, my investments in my business sent me so far down a financial hole that I filed bankruptcy. And I was strategic. I was like, let me file, because I saw the upswing. I saw the momentum of my business, and I knew I was getting ready to hit a mark where if I didn't file right then and there, my income that I was going to have to report was going to put me in a position where I could not. So I know what it looks like to really, really want to invest in yourself and have nothing. I have worked with women, and yeah, back in the day, I didn't necessarily know my worth. And, $97 a month just sounded like a good place to start a program. But you know what? I had women back then that $97 that they had was all that they had. They basically had to make magic happen. And those women now have stable, thriving businesses. They're still standing. They're still going strong. They are creating more products and services. They have signature offers. They are known in their communities. Yeah. And so when I look over my life and I'm like, everybody can't be on this fucking high ticket bandwagon all for the sake of pursuing income. Everybody can't think that the only way that you're ever going to get wealthy is because you have to make sure that you're charging people $5,000 to $20,000 a pop. And don't try to make people like, which you can't do this to me, but people like me, make them feel guilty. Oh my God, you're never going to hit 7 figures if you're only charging $200 a month. Did you ask me about my vision? Did you ask me why I'm put on the planet? Did you ask me what I'm doing? Because maybe I'm fucking fine with 250 fucking K. When my husband doing what he's doing and I'm doing what I'm doing, when I see what's wrong with a lot of you all, come on, brothers and sisters, what you've done is you've let this survival of the fittest, get all the fucking money you can mentality distort your vision. But if you were to sit it down and write it down and make it plain, I don't care if you said that you wanted to invest a few $1,000 a month in stocks, put a few $1,000s in the IRA, have money for, every quarter to travel and go out of town, wanted all your bills paid, wanted all your cars paid off, wanted some luxury spending, wanted to be able to contribute to an organization. If you did the math, some of you all might realize that all you fucking need is about $10,000 a month. That's $120,000 a year. Of course, we got to take out expenses and stuff. So inflate it and add in the 15%, for your taxes and all of that stuff. And when you add all of the extra stuff and all of the expenses on top of that, maybe all you really need is about $195,000 a year. Do you all know that, and I may not have the numbers right, but back in around 2012, one of the least paid CEOs was the CEO of Costco. And when the country was going in a tizzy because of what they did with the insurance with companies and a lot of people lost coverage, instead of him being paid more, he allowed that money to stay inside of the company to make sure that the employees were able to have decent benefits and to be able to get paid more money. That's one of the reasons why Costco had one of the lowest turnover rates, because he was like, if I got $300,000 a year, I could still travel and live life on my terms. I mean, after a while, the question is, how many zeros do you really need? And is it really about you, or is it about the materialism? Because that's what gives you security and makes you feel like you're successful. And that's why I can't stand being on platforms like LinkedIn, because every motherfucker's always coming up in your mailbox wanting to know if they can help you with lead generation. You don't even know the soul and the spirit of what I'm doing, and what you're trying to get me to gather leads for is not what I'm looking for. I am very content, and I have a peace of mind. I have a sense of purpose, and I have money in my fucking pocket. And so, brothers and sisters, we got to stop creating programs that look something like all of this shit that we keep on seeing these other white people offering when it's not helping our community. And we got to stop acting like this is a damn initiation process, and you're looking at people like, oh my God, until she gets on this level. So I'm going to leave you all with this, because it hit me when I was talking in another group. Remember with Harriet, for those of you all that went and watched the movie, Harriet got freedom. My rich black people, you got your freedom. But she kept going back to make sure that other people were free, because she couldn't enjoy freedom knowing that her family and people that mattered to her were still slaves. And then it was just people in general that she kept on going back. But see, we'll remember the people like the Harriet, but we won't necessarily remember the fact that that pastor, her daddy said, you go see the pastor first. He was part of the Underground Railroad. He had to man his position. He had to tell her where to go, when to go, and knew what the connection points were. And so was he any less than Harriet because he stayed there and he didn't seek his freedom? Or was he even more important just as important as her because he had to man his position. And so a lot of you all in this entrepreneurial journey, when it comes to looking at people and judging their business, you're only trying to judge what they should be doing based on the commas, not based on the purpose. So all of my white and my black people that lost integrity and lost purpose while you're building your business, get your fucking shit right. Get it right and get it together, or keep doing what you're doing. But whatever you do, don't message me. Don't send me shit, because we're not on the same wavelength. We're not in alignment, and I don't want anything that you have to offer. So I guess I kind of lied. I guess I did end up going into rant mode. I really, really did. So it's all good. I got love for all of you all, but some of you all need to start seeking to get an understanding before you start moving forward and signing up people to work with you with your products and services. And some of you also need to stop hurting our community. Stop it. So I'm done. Y'all have a beautiful day. No call to actions. You all know what everything is. I'm gonna let you all go. I hope that this will give you all something to reflect on. Or maybe you'll make some comments on whatever social media platform you're on. Let's talk about it. All right. Bye.
Thank you for joining me today. Remember to cultivate a mindset that is biased towards taking action. No bitching, whining, or complaining. Here, our mantra is, real women don't bitch, we get shit done. See you next week as I continue to bring you what you need to keep your head in the game and beast your business. Don't forget to hit subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. Would you like a specific topic covered? Have a question you would like answered live? Then head on over to realwomendontbitchpodcast.com. Subscribe to my email list, hit me up, and I got you. Interested in being a guest speaker? You walk the walk? Then you can sign up on the website too. This is your #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs, Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. Signing out. Deuces.
Inspire, empower, grab your girls and soar a little higher. Unlock the fire in